Sophia lived in a quiet neighborhood, her house bordered by a high stone wall covered in ivy. She often wondered about the strange iron gate at the end of her street. It was locked, rusted, and looked like no one had opened it in years. One sunny afternoon, as Sophia walked past the gate, she noticed something unusual. A small, golden key lay on the ground near the gate. Curious, she picked it up and examined it. The key was warm to the touch and looked as though it had been waiting for her. Could this open the gate? Sophia wondered aloud. She glanced around to see if anyone was watching, then slid the key into the lock. With a soft click, the gate creaked open, revealing a narrow path lined with overgrown bushes and wildflowers. Taking a deep breath, Sophia stepped through the gate, unaware of the magical adventure waiting for her. The path led Sophia to a large, beautiful garden hidden behind the wall. The air smelled of roses and jasmine, and butterflies flitted between the colorful blooms. In the center of the garden stood a stone fountain, its water sparkling in the sunlight. Around it were small plaques, each engraved with a name and a single word like hope, joy, or love. "What is this place?" Sophia whispered. A soft voice answered, startling her. "This is the Garden of Forgotten Wishes." Sophia spun around and saw an old woman dressed in flowing robes, her hair silver and her eyes kind. "Who are you?" Sophia asked. "I am the keeper of the garden," the woman said. "This is where people's forgotten wishes come to rest." The keeper gestured for Sophia to sit by the fountain. "Long ago, people would come here to make their most heartfelt wishes," she explained. "But over time, they forgot about this place and about their dreams." Sophia looked at the plaques. "Do these belong to the people who made the wishes?" The keeper nodded. "Yes, each plaque represents a wish that was once made but later abandoned." Sophia traced her fingers over one that read, "Anna, happiness." "Can the wishes still come true?" "That depends," the keeper said. "If the person remembers their wish and believes in it again, the garden will grant it." Sophia's heart ached at the thought of so many forgotten dreams. "What can I do?" she asked. "You can help the garden," the keeper said. "But first, you must face its trials." The keeper led Sophia to a small, overgrown path that disappeared into a thicket. "Your first trial lies ahead," she said. "What do I have to do?" Sophia asked. "Find the forgotten light," the keeper replied. "It will guide you forward." Sophia pushed through the dense bushes, her heart racing. The air grew cooler, and shadows danced among the trees. After walking for what felt like hours, she saw a faint glow in the distance. It was a small lantern, flickering gently on a stone pedestal. As Sophia reached for it, a voice echoed through the woods. "Do you believe in your dreams?" "Yes," Sophia said firmly, though she wasn't sure if it was true. The lantern's light grew brighter, illuminating the path ahead. Sophia smiled, feeling a surge of hope. The keeper met Sophia at the end of the path, the glowing lantern in her hands. "You've done well," she said. "Now for the second trial." The keeper led her to a wide, open field filled with shimmering mist. "This is the field of memories," she explained. "Here, you will see moments from your past. Find the one that holds your truest wish." As Sophia stepped into the field, the mist swirled around her, forming images. She saw herself as a child, running through a meadow, her laughter echoing in the air. She saw her first day of school, her first bike ride, and the day she moved into her current house. Then, one memory stood out, a younger version of herself sitting under a tree, whispering, "I wish I could help people feel happy." Sophia's heart swelled as the memory faded, leaving the words lingering in her mind. "That's my wish," she said aloud. The field glowed softly, and the keeper smiled. "You're ready for the final trial." The keeper led Sophia to a tall, ornate mirror framed in silver vines. The mirror stood in the middle of a quiet grove, its surface smooth and glowing faintly. "This is the mirror of truth," the keeper said. "It shows you who you are and what you can become. Your final trial is to face it." Sophia hesitated. "What will I see?" "Only the truth," the keeper replied. And sometimes, the truth is the hardest thing to accept. Taking a deep breath, Sophia stepped closer and looked into the mirror. At first, she saw her reflection, but then the image changed. She saw herself helping others, comforting a friend, planting flowers in the garden, and laughing with children. But she also saw moments of doubt and fear, times when she had hesitated to follow her dreams. "You must forgive yourself for the times you doubted," the keeper said. "Only then can you move forward." Tears filled Sophia's eyes. "I've made mistakes, but I want to do better." The mirror's surface shimmered, and her reflection smiled back at her. The lantern in her hands glowed brighter, lighting up the entire grove. As Sophia returned to the center of the garden, the plaques around the fountain began to glow softly. The keeper's face lit up with pride. "You've done it, Sophia," she said. "The garden is waking up." The air grew warmer, and the flowers seemed to bloom brighter than before. A soft hum filled the garden, like the whisper of 100 voices. "What's happening?" Sophia asked, amazed. "The wishes are remembering their owners," the keeper said. "And soon, the people will remember their dreams." Sophia felt a deep sense of joy and peace. "I didn't know this was possible." "You made it possible," the keeper said. "By believing in your own dreams, you've given others the courage to believe in theirs." The keeper walked to the fountain and dipped her hand into the sparkling water. She held out a small vial filled with the glowing liquid. "This is for you," she said, placing it in Sophia's hand. "A part of the garden to carry with you." Sophia looked at the vial, its light warm and comforting. "What will it do?" "It will remind you of your journey," the keeper said. "And whenever you need strength, it will guide you." Sophia smiled. "Thank you. You are the garden's new guardian," the keeper added. "But remember, the garden is not just here. It's in every person who dares to dream." As the sun set, Sophia walked back to the iron gate, her heart full of hope. The golden key still hung around her neck, a reminder of the magical place she had discovered. When she stepped through the gate, the world felt different. The air seemed lighter, and the streets were brighter. Sophia looked back, but the gate was closed, and the garden was hidden once more. "Will I ever see it again?" she wondered. The keeper's voice echoed faintly. "The garden is always with you, as long as you believe." Over the following weeks, Sophia found herself looking at life differently. She started helping her neighbors, planting flowers in the community park, and organizing events to bring people together. Her actions inspired others to dream again. The small neighborhood became a place of laughter and joy, where people supported one another. Every evening, Sophia would hold the glowing vial, remembering the garden and the lessons she had learned. She realized that the garden's magic wasn't just about forgotten wishes, it was about creating new ones and helping others believe in them too. As Sophia gazed at the sky one night, she whispered, "I wish to keep sharing this light." And in her heart, she knew the garden was still alive, blooming in every wish that came true.